And
Happy
we're
hump
live.
day. Hey.
Happy Wednesday.
Hi, guys.
It's not beer, but it's coffee.
Hold on one second. Let me do my usual sanity check and
Yeah,
make sure everything's working.
check Twitch, all that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. All right. We are live here. We're live there. We're live.
Happy Wednesday, guys. It has been a hell of a week already. Man, has it been crazy.
Wait, what's today, Matt? What's today?
Today is it's giveaway day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's giveaway day. And
we
in
can buy
theory,
stuff.
it's sale day. Yeah, it's sale
Yeah.
day in
This is
theory.
it. Oof.
I think we can actually do that because the test worked out.
Yeah. Yeah. Turn it on.
It it is on. Here I'll throw the link in our Discord
Right.
because reasons.
Yep.
Discord
Yeah,
first.
so if you're out in the world and you're not part of our Discord community and you want to start buying our stuff and supporting the project, please go to our Discord. We'll be dropping all the links in there. We want to keep it, uh, in the our community ecosystem for the short term, and we'll go wide later on. But we want our community to have first shot at everything. These are the people you guys have all been around us for 4 or 5 months now, and we appreciate you all. Crazy ideas and everything. Which I will say that there's sometimes like little quips and jokes that people say that I immediately I'm like, actually that's a really good idea, and I immediately just write down, and then it'll actually make it in the game. Um, there was somebody yesterday that we were talking about Mortal Kombat, and said, I said, we can't use like the word fatality, right? That's been copyrighted, and
So
they
sort
they
of.
yeah, no, they copyrighted it. I looked it up. You can't use it in the context of a game, and they came up with another word for it, which totally fits our brand, and I'm like, it's in there, right? So like, you never know. Like, we are watching, we are reading. You guys are in, helping us build this crazy game. But today is all about doing some sales and doing some support for us. You want to run through the levels again, Matt?
Give me 1 second. Do a stall dance. I'm
Hey, look, guys! I
posting.
drew a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. There, it's literally the only thing I know how to draw. I've been drawing
Someone
since 1992 or whatever.
someone said this morning, and I love it. The hogs that we designed looked like Bebop, and I was like, dude, Bebop and Rocksteady, they are my favorite enemies from every single Ninja Turtle. I they're my favorite. Not the
Not the
not the
Brain Can
crocodile.
Jar, not
Nope.
not Shredder.
Nope.
Uh, and
Bebop and Rocksteady, man.
so as you're typing, and before we get to the stuff, I will do a story time.
Do
Um,
story time.
so the turtles are from around here, right? The turtles, depending on who you talk to, are either from Concord, New Hampshire, or Northampton, Massachusetts, depending on who you talk to. But I got my first turtle comic, like issue 1, print run 1, in the cafeteria at UMass. The guys, Eastman and Lard, who the hell knew who they were at the time, just had a table set up and were selling them. And I was a comic guy at the time. I was, my late teens. I was like, oh, this is cool. It was that early year, kind of what games are going through right now. It was that early time of like the 80s, where all of a sudden you were getting all these really good indie comics that were coming out, Concrete and Dead World, and Dark Horse came online, and Image, and Spawn, and all that stuff. And the Turtles came around. And if you ever told me that early Turtle run was going to be a movie, and then cartoons for 30 years, I would have thought you were crazy. But here we are. Big Turtle fan. Yes, and I still have that issue somewhere. up here. Okay, am I done talking now?
Yeah. Oh, I need to fix something in content, but other than that, yes.
All right, so today Fusebox comes online, and we have a number of different tiers. This is the first tier, and we're going to be giving away the first two.
Yeah.
The first two minted ever by Short Fuse. The first two we're giving away. Again, go to our Discord. There's a channel there that is, put a comment in there, and you'll be entered into the raffle. Here's the next tier, the member tier. Matt, this is really your area.
Yeah, sorry, I'm fixing some. There's some weirdness on the site itself, not in the sale. Yeah,
we
so
right down to the last second.
Dude, I'm very happy. Yep, that is what we do here. Yeah, so first of all, the supporter tier. This is really the intro to the ecosystem. This is about getting exclusive unlocks and exclusive cosmetics and items in game. It's really, think of it like a battle pass. And then member tier is basically everything supporter, but you also get some exclusive in-game items. You get earlier entry into the game. We're going to run an exclusive pre-alpha for members and above. Yeah, you're going to get membership only in-game chats, etc. This is really the core of the group. The collector tier, this is all about getting your cosmetics. You are going to see characters and skins and items that are only available to you, not even to founders. You're going to see some crazy benefits. It is all for the skin happy collectors out there.
Right, and if anybody's been with us for a while knows we've got this making voxel characters thing down to a science, and we've been talking with the fuzzles. So if you're in our community, we've already shown off some prototype fuzzles. We've also been talking with the what's the name of the other group?
The Hogs, man.
The Hogs. And the Hogs with a Z. And we showed them a couple of prototype Hogs also.
So I want to tell a quick story about them. So at some point and I forget who I was talking to. It might have been Visid. It might have been somebody else, but someone was like, "Hey, we should have a female hog in game." And I think it was 8 hours after we were able to show a hog model, a female model. We can turn that stuff around so quick. I want to shout out Natalia. She's easily the best artist I've ever worked with. Just absolutely gets kind of the brand, the style that we want to go for. I've never seen a mistake come out of what she does. Just incredible.
All right, and the next tier is the founder.
The founder tier. This is the one. So there are only 400 of these in existence. There will only ever be 400. This gets you into the top tier of the community. You'll have your special AMAs. You'll have founders tier gear and founders tier loot drops and seasonal crates and all of the above. You also get the highest benefit from the reward distribution. And if I've talked about this before, but essentially the idea is that 60% of all of our in-game transactions go to you guys. Go to the founders, go to the members, go to the collectors. And each one has a multiplier attached to it. So founders get the highest benefit, then collectors, then members. Um, as far as I know, we're the only people to ever do this, and we're the only people to ever put it in contract. So it's not even something we can turn off. It's just going to happen.
We just need to make enough money to make the game, and then make enough money to make the next game, and so
Exactly.
on and so on and so on. We totally believe in like the Pixar model. You know, we're not here to be a fly by night. That's not what it's about for us. You know, it's about the craft.
I've worked my whole life, and I understand that I will never be a millionaire. I just want to make cool games, and I want the community to have a game for themselves and have a game that they helped make. That is just kind of the Web3 dream.
And yeah, and as somebody who's also been doing this forever, this is very liberating. We can make what we want. I'm not going in front of like some weirdo board that is asking me about ROI and statistics and all that stuff. I mean, all that stuff's important too, but it's nice to be able to just have a vision and go for it.
Yeah,
Right.
and it's super cool. Like, and then maybe this is a little bit of a view into the game industry as a whole, but it's very very rare that you get to make a game that you decided on or you wanted to make. You can try and bring a game to the executives, and they may love it, but it still won't be your game. They'll change something about it. Um,
Now we
so
get to be
we've
those guys.
yeah, but not only that, like we get to take ideas directly from the community and just say, yeah, let's put it in. Or we get to work with cool Web3 companies. I mean, like I shared one of the hogs yesterday. Like, how cool is that to be able to show that and be a playable character? Or the Fuzzles who we've been working with pretty closely. Like, we're going to get to just add these characters in game, not because it makes financial sense, not because marketing says so, but because we want to.
Yeah, and we want to support support your local developer, right?
Yeah.
And the more of us that work together, who knows what comes out of it. And this is what this whole Web3 journey was, initially about, right? Is deregulation and be able to do what the community wants, and ownership amongst everybody, and a little bit of freedom from the usual corporate garbage that you have to deal with.
Yeah, I guess we should say that. Like, my dream is to not become AAA. I don't care about EA. I don't care about those guys. Indie for life. Indie games are where it's at. You're seeing it already. The indie revolution started this year when the AAA companies fucked up and fired everybody.
There's almost 100,000 game developers, artists, programmers that are out there right now.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot in the way of jobs at the big companies. So you have one choice. Well, you have two choices: start your own gig or leave the industry. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I could go sell cars, I guess, or do what I'd go back to what I used to do before I was a programmer. I'd go to a machine shop and I can program lasers and CNC machines, and that's how I got my start when I was in high school.
I'll just be a greeter at Costco or something.
Hey, you know what, man? Don't knock it. Costco has great benefits.
They do.
Those guys, I don't know about their politics. I don't know how they actually treat people, but on paper, that's not a bad gig.
All right. We're going to keep it short today. All we really want to talk about is, we wanted to do this on Monday, but of course the gremlins got us, and Matt
Seriously
has I think we squashed them all at this point. But we just wanted to, tell you guys we're live. This is the journey begins now, and and the more you guys invest in us, or I'm not supposed to say that word. the more that you believe in us, the bigger we can go.
So, Chris, do you have a list of people who are in here?
I thought we were going with the list of the people that were in the Discord. No?
Do we have? This platform is new to me, so I don't see. Do we have that list somewhere?
Of just who's in the Discord channel, or who's in?
Just who's in this chat right now? Who's watching the stream?
Oh, who's watching the stream?
Guys, and this is how you can tell this isn't polished at all. We're absolutely just fucking around.
We're not fucking around, but like we're not experts. No, actually, I can't see who's in here.
Well, I'll figure it out.
How weird is that?
Get that list.
We're up to 41 people watching now. Hi.
You know what? I'll pivot here. We'll do 2 raffles. Use the Discord giveaway, and put your name in there, and we'll do 2 different raffles. There you go. They will be on Friday. They will be using Wheel of Names. That is the one that is most reliable and most random to me. And we'll do 2 different raffles. Winner from the first one will get removed for the second one. That's how this is going to work. I forgot that we were multi-platform before we said all that stuff.
Yeah, and the chat that's in the program that we use is only looking at. Hold on, I think it's only looking at X and Twitch.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Stupid platform. Actually, it's a great. Restream is wonderful.
It's only hitting. Oh, it's reading everybody, but I can only post to Twitch and YouTube.
We have some questions. Questions.
Oh no. Questions.
Do we? So when you buy the character NFTs, do you get the underlying file as well? That is an interesting question. So not right off the bat, but I will set up, if you want access to the actual 3D file, I will set up a place to do that. It wasn't in my initial plans to give away the model because I don't want somebody else owning it, but I will do that. You know what? I'm going to set that up right now.
Wow, we look so good on Twitch.
Twitch is nice, man. But yeah. So you guys will get the 3D models of the 3 characters you purchase. I'm just making that executive decision.
Fine with me.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how we're gonna do that because I want to give out the animations as well, so I need to put it in something else. Yes, holders only. Yeah, so not FBX. I want to make a GLB out of it. Yeah, no, I'll figure out something. I'm gonna drop a request form somewhere and I'll manage that.
Okay. All right. More questions.
Otherwise, we can team up with a 3D print shop. So that's an interesting question. So will we have a 3D printed character? So here's the thing about the 3D printing world. If you do it yourself, it's pretty inexpensive. If you go to a shop, you're going to pay 3 times as much as you did for the models. It's not going to be $25. It's going to be more like $150 per model. Unless you do massive runs. Like, you give them an order for 10,000 models, it's okay. But the per model cost just isn't there. I don't know that industry has gotten mature enough to do mass processing.
We did little models for Underworld Ascendant as rewards, and it was expensive, and they were only like that big, right? They were really. I mean, this was 10 years ago, but we had to do it ourselves, and then resell them, because every place we looked at to be like, go to this place and do it, it was just stupid expensive. So I would say for right now, no. But if we can figure it out through the retailer we're using right now, we might be able to do plushies. But me and George have to sit down and figure out if we have what we need to give them. They'll probably be a little expensive, but I mean, the smiley bomb needs to be a plushie that I can throw at
Yes,
people.
I absolutely agree.
Buy 3 of them and juggle, right?
Yeah, I need the plushie.
Yeah, and there'll be more things coming on our swag store just because I've been having fun with it, frankly. But the socks will be up there, and there's some other cool options that I want to make sure get up there. I want our logo everywhere. What about having a boss that is 3D printed during cutscene? What about having a boss?
Animation in game, having him be 3D printed as you meet him.
Gotcha.
That's funny.
So
I'd be down.
anything is possible. So the general rule is, most of your animations with stuff like that, you don't want it to go over a second or a second and a half, because frankly, gamers are impatient. And you got to remember, in this arena with this type of game, replay is a thing, and so you don't want them to hit that boss and then be like, "Oh, I gotta watch this again." Right? It's the worst. So I have a general rule of spawn animations, death animations, all that stuff. We still just keep them super short, under two seconds.
Yeah.
The first time is cool, and then the next time it's not so cool.
Or you do that. That the first time you see the full one, the second time you have the ability to skip.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine too. I don't know. We're kind of getting there at the point where we need to start looking at that stuff, but we're still a little early.
What was the next question?
Talking about being early, I'm very late, so.
You were very late. We've already done it.
Right.
We already done it. You missed it. It was graphic.
Okay, what's the tea? What do you have there?
This is a rooibos tea, caffeine free, beautiful.
Okay.
As an Englishman, I drink every single variety of tea. We're going on rooibos.
What we do herbal?
I can do an herbal. Yeah.
I still haven't ordered the Yorkshire Gold yet. I have to get to that.
Oh, it's a top tier tea. Yeah. It really is the best.
Yeah, Hutch gives me crap because I drink I don't know, some crappy American brand.
Well, there's no
you drink Lipton.
No, I don't. Go all into the Boston Bay. Now
it's true.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but we're gonna do Teslas next, so.
Okay, let's not go there. Let's not go there, please.
So what guys?
So we've run through everything fairly quickly. Sale is up. People have access to it. Things are happening.
We talked through the different tiers.
Yep.
Nice.
Really fast.
Maybe we can go on characters.
Yeah, let's talk about some of the character stuff. I don't have art up, George.
George does.
Seconds.
But yeah, sure. If you want to share, us. That's the other thing, is that we're very open book about this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When we get really into full development, like you saw this morning on X, I posted something about one of the platypus being made. because everybody needs a space platypus, right?
Everyone.
Everybody. And we're going to do that across the board. You're really going to see into the design process. And I know a lot of places say this ahead of time, but we're just going to make it. It's so easy for us to do now to just if I just start working and hit record,
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's so easy to do. So you'll watch me level design or map code.
Yeah.
Some people get zen out of that. I don't know. To me, it's like watching somebody type.
Yeah, I was about to say, it seems like the most boring.
I mean, I'd be down. Like, I wanted to think about this, and I guess I'll reach out to the community. Like, do you want us to do Twitch live during the day? Like, just kind of hanging out and talking, kind of like what I was doing in the event space. If that's interesting to you, I'll definitely turn on at least my screen share, if not my camera. I don't want to be on camera every day. It's not my vibe.
You got the face for it, though, Matt.
I do. I really do. But you know what?
But
you got the good Errol Flynn stash going here.
I'm trying out something new, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm growing this out. I'm gonna try to do the guy from SWAT. He has that cool little chin strap thing going on. It's not going to work, but I'm going to try it anyway.
Yeah, I had a shave this morning, and then I just kind of left it on there, see if my wife would notice. Chat, she didn't, and
so you have a new kid. Did the kid freak out?
No, the kid didn't.
Didn't notice.
My daughter, man, when I first shaved, she freaked out.
All right, let's talk about the characters. I've pulled together the presentation very quickly.
Sweet.
All right, is my screen up? Yes, it is.
No planning.
All right. So basically, what we want to do every month is release a kind of series of free characters, free for whatever it is. And I love the idea of these being 1 month limited.
Yeah. This pack will go away after 1 month, which is what? June 14th?
Yeah. This comes from, for me personally, it comes from when I was playing Fortnite when it first came out. And I got a crazy skin. Like, it was one that, just happened on the first season. And then every time I played the game after that, and I don't play it anymore, I'm an old man. But I don't play it anymore, but still I get people that messaging me, just being like, where do you get the skin from? You still got the skin. And I find that absolutely fascinating. This limited edition, this one time when you're there, and if you're not, then you're not. I just find it fascinating. Yeah. So, once a month, we'll be releasing free skins. And at the moment, we're releasing skins from the trailer. So you've got Lavar, and there is a Star Wars joke in there.
Star Trek.
Yes, Star Trek.
Yeah.
Did I do that on purpose?
Or Reading Rainbow if you're of a certain age.
Yeah, right. There you go. And then we've got the Man with No Horse. Classic cowboy.
I just noticed that he's actually bow-legged.
Yeah, which is even funnier because he doesn't have a horse.
Right. Exactly. You've got to answer these questions, eh?
And you're missing all my jokes.
We'll come back to them. And then you have Skullface. And what I like about these is Elliot, our animator, has managed to, make excellent walk cycles for these. And there are some really good NFT series out there which have like these walk cycle animations. So I'm really glad that we can do kind of like a similar thing to that, add a bit of energy into these. So every single last character NFT will have these different walk cycles to represent their characters, which is great. And every month, new drop.
And these will all be skins that you can use to play.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually the cool thing is that we're going to keep it to only characters that we want to release in game. This isn't you're not going to see a series of just different colored hats for the Cowboys. Bullshit like that. That's not our vibe. These are going to be one-time characters.
Yeah. And if you've been on the Discord, you'll see that we can just produce the weirdest shit possible. And it still looks fantastic.
Did the community see the female hog?
I don't know if they saw the female hog.
Oh,
They've seen
I'm gonna share it.
yeah, check it on. Yeah.
If you're in our Discord, you'll see it. If you're not, join our Discord.
But going back to this like limited character drop, you know, I feel that being there at the beginning, which a lot of the guys that are watching this, well, obviously they are, but they wouldn't be watching this. It's a nice badge of honor,
Absolutely.
Just to see that kind of stuff. Yeah. God, this Roibus tea.
So, I'm getting 2 questions about a trophy room in game. That's an interesting one. I'm sure we're going to be doing things with Epic in their what the hell do they achievements? But an in-game trophy room, that's a really interesting one. I think we could do something around the hub.
Absolutely.
Where each player gets their own little wall or something.
Well, and I think that it's really important because when we were looking at the open seas, for example, and seeing all the different characters just lined up there walking, it looks fantastic.
It really does.
Yeah, we need to have that in the game, absolutely. And one of my favorite things about Pokemon is
got to catch them all.
You have to catch them all. It's about filling up that sticker book, We're all suckers for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I've shared the back of my laptop a few times. I am a sticker fiend.
Mm-hmm.
And we can do stickers. George just needs to work on that with me. I tried to do a sticker sheet the other day for the store, but because I actually have my kid's girlfriend going. I need stickers. So.
Well, so okay, so let's think about this, and maybe I'll put this to community vote. If 3D printing is cost ineffective and almost a waste of time based on our experiences,
yeah.
What would you think about a limited run of stickers for each series? And we pull it down the same time that we pull down the sale of the models.
But we've always talked about like the playing cards and stuff like that. Like the baseball card.
Trust me, I want a deck of cards eventually.
I haven't found a place for that yet, but it's still on my checklist. Even to do like either do a joke deck or do like our own tarot or something like that. It's on my checklist of what the place we're using right now doesn't do it.
I think we can get a really nice set of cards made up with the characters because we're gonna have hundreds.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, no, and George, you just like added a feature that I have to make sure it gets in, which is basically the sticker flick book of like which skins you have, like because this is NFT land, right? So, if you missed it, you might be able to find it on OpenSea or whatever else, right? So.
Absolutely.
Oh, can we show the bad guys that you made, or are they going to be good guys? The Streets of Rage characters.
I think the top bad guy.
I think the blonde guy is definitely. I have him slated to be a bad guy.
I think they're both bad guys. Show those in the chat because this is another thing that was like a 6-hour turnaround, and they look freaking great.
Less than that, man.
Man, well, I don't see what's wonderful about you guys being in Europe is that I wake up to pretty art. I go to bed without pretty art, and I wake up with it. Like whatever magic you guys do, it makes my mornings so much better.
But that's kind of the good thing about us is that we have these kind of separations of time, so that it is. It's like a 24-hour company,
Yeah.
Let me find them.
You put them in the plan, I believe.
Yeah.
But you probably have the actual files.
Yeah. Okay, there they are. I love this. Presentations on the go. This is
Yeah, this is every week, man. We just wing it. You know, with the real stuff, we're a little more deliberate, but when it comes to being on camera, that's why I call it BS chat.
Yeah.
true. All right.
Swag store, yeah. My buddy's already ordered a mug, I believe.
My mom ordered a hat.
Brilliant.
What's very funny is that she actually ordered the hat because there's no secret, but my mom's bipolar, so she thinks that being named Short Fuse is very funny. So now she's like, oh, if I'm about to be Short Fuse, I'm gonna put the hat on. Everybody will know. I'm like,
Look at those. Look at those. I freaking love it. It's so classic 90s beat 'em up. It hurts.
And
the blonde guy, that is so Megaforce. Do you remember Megaforce? That's
yes.
terrible. They had cool motorcycles, but that was about it. But it's like he had the same thing. He had the bandana underneath. And that 70s, early 80s beard.
These are absolutely bad guys. I don't care what anyone says. And maybe even like minions to a boss.
Oh yeah.
I don't know yet, but like if I'm at a beat 'em up, this is what I expect to see.
Well, we could have a bison-like character, couldn't we?
Well, we need a bigger one, right? Like we'll talk. I have a whole archetype set up.
But because you always have the big one, the skinny fast one, and then the medium like boxer was the beat 'em up model.
And then something unique, right? Who has some new pattern you have to figure out.
Which unique in the 90s was always ninja. Always.
Yeah, well, we're saving the ninjas for something else. So.
Yeah.
The blonde guy could fight with drumsticks. Yes. As the resident drummer, yes, please.
Oh, glorious.
He's just beating you with.
Like, this is exactly what we're talking about. It's like the community says something like that to us, and we're like, okay, lock it in. Like,
I mean,
we're okay with ridiculous. It's
he's just paradiddling you to death. I'm down.
Just punches, and it should be in long, Shaolin long fist style. No, I don't care. Fight with drumsticks.
I'm so down with this.
That's the thing that's great about this art style is, firstly, we can produce it well because we've had 3 years of making this stuff.
Right.
Has it only been 3 years? I feel like it's been longer.
Oh, Matt, it's been my whole fucking lifetime.
We spent way too long together.
We're still live here, George, which is fine. Oh, okay. Here we go.
Here we go. We got more. So, another thing that I'm really interested about in this project is working with other Web3 companies, and we've shown a bunch of the Fuzzle stuff, and it's, we've been talking to the Hogs guys and showing just seeing how all these different series can come together into our universe is just brilliant. So this is some of the Hogs. This is the Lady Hog.
No, that's not the Lady Hog, is it?
Check out the.
That is a lady version.
Oh, it is?
And
okay.
Big Bird pointing out that in voxel, it's really hard to get any sort of femininity.
No, yeah.
It's really hard. Like when you can't do softer jaw and when you're all squares, it's really hard.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Natalia does a great job, though.
Exactly. It's the same with any type of design. Limitation breeds, excellence, really.
Yeah.
Limitation breeds excellence. There's a fragrance that you can.
Yeah, right.
Or something. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to working and reaching out to other communities so that we can start getting, their NFTs in game and. As characters you can play with. That's just brilliant. That's what Web3 should be about. It's the community. It's all these different.
It's always the community.
Yeah, exactly. Like we've been in some places that have neglected community.
Oh man, it's so, and I will say this, like, it's not like, if you have a community in mind and this just isn't the right game, still reach out to us, because if you have a game in progress that you just need a little extra kick, we can provide that. If you have a game concept done and you just need a team to do it, we can talk about it. Like, I am down to work with other communities to make whatever dream they have.
We know that there's a lot of promises that were made, and
Yeah.
And it, for whatever reason, just couldn't come to fruition, right? Like,
Yeah.
Games are hard, right? These things are not easy to make, and we understand that. So,
Games
if you have a
are very
project
hard.
Yeah, if you had a project that you're like, oh, we always wanted to take these characters and put them into a RPG adventure game or whatever, yeah, please reach out.
Absolutely.
Some of these things are really expensive, so if you want an MMO, we're gonna charge you $30 million, but
Well,
Only
not that much,
$2 million.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
but yeah, games. That's the secret, is that everyone wants to make a game, but they're really freaking hard to make.
Unless
Like,
you have the right team.
It's not just the idea, it's not even the programming, it's all of it. It's making it all come together is really hard, and you have to have the right team.
I say at the end of every game, next time I'm going to do something simple like write a book or make a movie. Forgetting, of course, every time of the trials and tribulations you go through making a game. But I'm not going to lie, I love it, because
that's the fun.
I'd rather be fighting challenges at work than just, pushing pencils or whatever normal people do.
Absolutely. And
I
we
can't.
had a bunch of puzzles as well.
Dude, I freaking love how these have turned out. So from the first iteration to this, which I think has gone through 3 or 4 now, they're finally capturing the Fuzzle body style. They're now capturing the eyes aren't as stoned. those puzzles, man.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we could do 2 different versions.
Maybe.
Yeah, right.
Because come on, man, you guys are probably a hoot at a party.
Oh, that's so sweet, aren't they?
I want to take the blue one and do a mascot platformer. I want to do.
We were talking about having these as like the mascot, like the
yeah.
The
NPCs.
Yeah. Yep.
But I want to take him and make a whole game just as like a Mario, or like, I think it just fits so well.
Right, I see it.
Yeah.
These will be our kart drivers.
You're still going on the driving one.
We're doing a fucking driving game eventually. It's unavoidable.
It really. So Web3 is built for racing. Like, I don't know if everyone knows this or not, but like the idea of pink slips is right there. You could just, like, that was one of the first ideas that we had, and it didn't come together. But seriously, it's right there. Pink slip battles, man.
Your NFT versus my NFT. Let's go.
Let's go. and you do it so that you have full customization of the NFT.
True.
And it doesn't. It's not a he who spends the most gets the most. You do it in a balanced way, and I think slot cars was still the right answer, because good luck controlling those things. That all comes down to driver skill.
Yeah, and it's one button, right? So this whole idea was originally a for a mobile game, right? So so you could lose money while sitting on the can, or win money.
Yeah, or win money. Money being NFTs.
Well, that's really what we want to do, isn't it? We want to bring together all these different collections, all these different things, and just give a space for all of them. Somewhere we can play.
And then there's the turn-based RPG. Then there's the
that'd
shooter.
be great. Yeah.
And there's I mean,
Because people have made some really interesting collections out there. Some of my personal favourites are like Deadfellas. I think they're fantastic. The colours are brilliant and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
I like Deadfellas. I like their vibe. At the last place, we had some great conversations with them, and I wish that we were at, I wish I was in control. Let's put it that way.
True. But that's something we can do. That's something we can do now. And
Exactly.
Betty and stuff like that, and rekindle those conversations.
Yes.
But yeah, there you go. I think in a nutshell, we just want to come together with everyone else and try and get much variety, and that's why Fracture Point is the way it is for many different reasons. But a real key thing that we talked about early on was creating a world where it makes sense that we have hogs, we have puzzles, we have our characters, we have all these different things because it is all these different universes fractured and thrown together. So we've justified
Right.
lore-wise the way that this happened.
Right, and it's also one thing that I maybe it's just working in MMOs for so long, but I'm always looking at the expandability, right?
Mhm.
And so the way we set this up is that we can always add something in, always, and it doesn't flip the apple cart of the rest of the lore and the rest of the world, right? So if we want to do things from books, then cool. If we want to do things from old radio shows or whatever is in the public domain, we can do that without kind of ruining our own internal lore. Right. Hey guys, my wife wants to know if I'm still good to go to Boston tonight.
Boston?
What are you doing in Boston?
Going to see my grandfather.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can absolutely go
Yes.
to Boston.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thanks,
Boston.
Yeah, you gotta submit your timesheet for the day, and you gotta give me the 3 things that you completed today.
All right.
And then you have to email Matt as well.
Yes, you have to email it to me.
Yeah.
Do we have a lore Bible yet? No. Frankly, it's all right here. Let's get through this first sale first, and then it's gangbusters.
Absolutely.
But
we need to get it out of Chris's head because it's
basically.
Place.
I mean, it's
terrifying place. Yeah.
Oh, and everything I just said just got sent to my wife. Hold on. My wife knows all about lore Bibles now. All right, closing this. Sorry, guys.
Have we done the draw yet?
So we have to pivot because we can't see everyone who's in here because they're across 3 platforms. We're gonna do 2 different drawings on Discord. Drawings are gonna be held Friday. All you have to do is drop just a single message in Discord giveaways. It's a channel that everyone has access to.
Can people employed by the company drop a message?
No.
No.
All right, fine. Just asking for a friend.
No.
No. Here's the big secret. Here's the big secret. We're gonna get one of everything.
I mean, not founders. I'll tell you that right now.
No. But like when it comes to the characters, we're gonna get everything, right? So no.
What should we go through the question? Is there any more questions?
Let me look. We have a few live questions.
Hey.
Are
we done the trophy room? Yeah, good.
Yep. Nope. We are good. I tried smashing the like button, but did not give a thumbs up. YouTube, freaking YouTube.
Yeah.
They're
YouTube's
not
neglected social at the moment. So.
It really needs to not be.
I know.
I'll
put some effort into it.
We can do a lizard detective. What kind of detective though?
Detective? What character?
Grok. Yeah, Grok said about a lizard detective.
Oh, so I have a reference for that. Look up Gex from Gex Enter the Gecko.
Okay.
That's the style that we need to go for that
I
one.
was thinking more of the glass eye kind of.
Well, you could also do the platypus that we have as an astronaut, as a detective.
You could.
And then everybody who ever watched Nickelodeon back in the day is going to be like,
Yeah, I guess. I mean, how would that actually work, Matt, with artist attribution? I'm not saying that right, am I? Actually,
are you meaning thanks to the artist kind of thing?
yeah, pretty much like seeing it.
Dude, let me.
It'll just be Natalia.
Yeah,
Natalia. Typically in Web3 you don't do artist attribution,
which is a bit of a shame. Actually, maybe
we should.
I mean, we can license our stuff as Creative Commons and just force attribution, but not restrict usage.
Right.
CC
by SA or one of those. I used to be a license nerd.
Right. Or we can even just we can get a signature from her and just put it at the bottom of the image.
But Grok, I like the fact that you're interested in that because in the digital world, like it's very difficult to find out actually who's done the work.
Right.
I guess we should ask her if she wants attribution.
I think, yeah. Well, basically, in this section, we have Natalia, and she was part of the previous project, and she's just fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
absolute joy to work with.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna have to go back to hiding my signature in some levels now.
I am actually so down with that. Like,
I do it. I used to have a little stamp that I would.
You know, Jared will make you a tile in
the other one that I did is
Heartbeat.
He's all over the dungeons in Underworld Descendant. So if you look, they're very small, but there are like 20 pixel high Banksies, the little rats, and they go with the flower. They're like spread out throughout the dungeon.
When I was doing fashion design, I hid the name George in so many different things, and only one has been found, and that was on a Nike golf outfit. He actually had to repay them because your name on the merch. But I think we'll put loads of Easter eggs in the game. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
I think that's the thing. Like making these things is fun, and we all really enjoy it. So it's worth like putting our own personalities on this stuff. Talking of which, actually, I love all the comments that like people are coming up with about new characters. Maybe like once a month we do a community kind of come together of the new character that we're going to release. I think
I'm down.
Yeah.
We do one together coming out of the community,
and we can just choose the ones we like and pretend that they've won.
No. We are doing everything fair. We are going to use the wheel, which Google promises is fair in their FAQ.
Do they?
It gives the algorithm that they use. It gives the name of the algorithm, so you can go look it up.
Yeah.
If you're a nerd like me.
I think Natalia and I would enjoy the challenge of trying to make these weird things work.
Oh yeah.
That'd be fun. Yeah. Nice.
All right, guys. Anything else?
I can only apologize for being late.
Any last minute questions? I see people are joining the Discord, which is awesome.
I think just to kind of say thanks for everyone watching, thanks for everyone on the Discord, thanks for being there at the beginning.
The continued support.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a really nice place to be. And just looking forward to the future, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, Founders Notes I heard are really good for Mother's Day, Father's Day, Memorial Day. What bank
Graduation present.
Yeah, graduation present. It's an
Valentine's Day
investment.
presents for next year. Get them now.
Get them now.
What do you guys drive?
I live in the UK, in the middle of the city, so I do not have a car actually, because you can walk everywhere, which is an alien concept to our cousins across the pond.
Yeah, no. I've got a Honda Civic SI 6th gen that I've modified pretty heavily. But to the hogs in here, my first vehicle and one that I'm thinking about getting back was a 2013 Honda Shadow.
Ooh.
And I might go back to getting big bikes. I need to go get my M1 renewed because I haven't renewed it in 10 years. That means probably I need to take a freaking driving. I gotta take a test again.
I would never drive a bike around here.
Yeah.
Well, I live out in the country, man. Like outside of my house, there's cattle.
Yeah, you got it made, but yeah, they were, Massachusetts is a pretty small state, and there were 71 fatalities last year. Like we just run over motorcycle riders.
Yeah.
What do I drive right now? I drive my wife's car. I dumped mine because I work from home. It was just sitting there collecting dust, so we traded it in and got her a nice brand new Honda Accord with all the bells and whistles, which is pretty nice, and it's a little peppy. But if this goes really well,
I feel like we could
Ford Mustang
in this question.
These guys have been hearing about me wanting to buy a Ford Mustang for about 2 years now. So
yeah,
convertible, V8.
Yeah, absolutely.
Completely irresponsible.
We need a bike in game. Yes, because that goes along with also every 90s game ever. There was a motorcycle character or a bad guy. So yes. So Chris, put that down.
Which makes a bike come out or something like that. We still do need the smashing up the car secret level, I think. Be quite nice.
God, that was the weird. So okay, I want to talk about that for a second. So Street Fighter 2, the get your bonus level was beating up a car for some reason.
Now, maybe the developers lived in the hippie city that I live in.
Bad cars.
But this is the thing that's amazing about that, right? Is back in the day, somebody put that in there. It was probably a test level to test like power strength of right, and then somebody added animation to it. But it was probably originally there to like how strong is the punch, how strong is the kick for the devs. And they were like, ha, we beat up the car, put it in the game. You would never get that in at a AAA studio now. Like
no.
The ROI, why are you wasting time with that? Even though it's fun as fuck.
Yeah, marketing says it won't sell.
Yeah. So that's the thing that's always kind of a bummer when you're working with the big guys, is there are a lot of good ideas that happen, but you get thrown onto this very strict railway.
True.
With exception, Larian does what they want.
Are you considering Larian AAA?
Oh, they are now.
True.
Whether they want to admit it or not. Oh, absolutely.
They're huge now.
Yeah.
I guess.
They want to admit it or not.
I mean, BG3 was good and all, but like, I don't know. They don't act like AAA, and that's kind of where I'm like, they're still a single A.
Right. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Well,
like
large.
you gotta behave like a large company before you can claim to be a large company.
Maybe.
It always kind of breaks my heart too, because like I just read something a couple of days ago about the guys who did the Batman games, which were phenomenal, right? I was part of Warner Bros.
Well, what era? What era Batman game? Because there's some Sega ones that I have some complaints on.
The Batman trilogy that came out, the Remedy ones.
Okay.
And then they get railroaded. They were supposed to do Superman, and then they got railroaded into doing that Suicide Squad game that bombed. And that wasn't their call to make that game. You just know it. Like, And that's always the sad, unfortunate part of being part of AAA.
So you need lawsuits to be a, yes, actually. That is
Maybe.
so that is par for the course. Anytime you try to patent an idea or a game name, somebody's gonna sue you for it. That's a must.
But we have found out the Space Platypus is totally free, so
Yeah.
that's great.
We
So-
do actually do, we don't do too much of a due diligence yet, but we definitely have, we do our research before. We're not going to just be like, here's Master Chief, right? Like
Yeah.
that's just game.
No.
Master
And
Chef.
also I want to play nice.
Master
Like
Chef,
there's some
on the other hand,
yeah.
exactly.
What is that?
What is that?
It
You're
says
in the dark.
free.
It says Chief.
Yeah, when I was younger, I loved Halo so much. I got Master Chief's.
Oh,
tattooed on my
Jesus.
leg.
No, so what was there was a vampire show or movie that did that. That's where
It was surprisingly.
maybe I don't remember which one it was, but it was like, and they had it, and it was like in Ultraviolet.
Yeah.
Must have been Blade. I don't know.
Guaranteed it was Blade.
Yeah, probably Blade. I was 103 in the world at Halo 3 for about
Were you really?
10 minutes. For about 10 minutes.
That's how those leaderboards go.
But simpler times, no jobs. 16, brilliant. Loved it.
I was pretty good in the Quake community. But
Mm.
I broke the top 100 briefly, and I could win locally. But anytime I left New England, I just got smoked.
I've never been a competitive gamer.
I don't want to
as well. Maybe we should have like a big LAN party.
I'm down.
I'll take on everybody else versus me in Quake CTF like tomorrow.
Okay.
Just give me 2 bots. I'm not kidding. You can put money on it.
Well, gentlemen, it's bath time for the Bambino.
Got time for you.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Well,
All right.
thanks for hanging out.
No worries. Looking forward to the future.
Me too.
And those of you who are joining for the first time, this really is how this goes. This chat is not an official. It's not a sales call. It's not an executive meeting. It's not anything. We just like hanging out with each other, and we wanted to hang out with you guys as well.
It's not a sales call. No matter how hard I try and make it a sales call.
I will not do anything official. We did our due diligence. We ran through the deck. Now we get to fuck around.
I'll never win.
Nope.
All right, y'all. Yeah, let's
guys.
call it. No.
Mhm.
And again, thank you guys all for hanging out with us. Thank you all for supporting us. It's been a really fun 5 months here,
Mhm.
and let's keep it going.
Absolutely.
We definitely know what we're making now, and now we just have to put groceries in the fridge, basically.
That too. Yeah.
Right, guys.
All right.
All right.
Peace.
See y'all.